Good morning, this is Mona, and this is my morning view. Today, Fall Edition 2025, and it is Wonderful Wednesday. I am trying really hard to sit on a cushion where my leg is not freezing because I'm on a metal chair. Can't go too far. It's all iced over. So, yeah. Couldn't walk too far from the door. The door is right here. Oh, fall. It's fall. It's nearing winter. We're getting to the end of fall. And like I said, it snowed in October before, so it's not, on a normal, it's not unusual to snow in October. So for the first snowfall to be December, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right, Wonderful Wednesday. Today, the day I give God thankfulness, gratitude, and praise for being in my life, just being in my life. So not only did he create me, but he didn't just, create me and then, throw me in a drawer somewhere. He's got me on his fridge. All right. So, things to be thankful for this week. I am thankful that I am open for discussion when systems fail. So if you saw my feisty Monday, not my feisty Friday, but my feisty Monday, if you saw Monday, you will know that that I was in the space where the whole weekend I was in blame game, and come Monday during my morning view, it came to my attention that, hello, I had a part in this, right? And so I am open for discussion. And the reason why I'm open for discussion is because of Christ. Because if I was not a Christian, if I was just doing my own thing, it would be all about me, and of course I would not take the blame. So, thank you, Lord, that I am open for discussion. That you have softened me to that space where I am open for discussion. That I don't have to worry about being offended. If somebody should offend me, I'm like, a couple of weeks ago something was said and the people around me were offended for me. I'm not offended. Didn't bother me one bit. Part of it is that person's personality. So with that, there's I don't take offense. However, that doesn't mean that I'm a walking mat either. So if somebody is maybe attacking my belief system, my first thought is, am I firm on my belief system? Am I firm that this is the way this is? And I'm not necessarily talking spiritual theology. I'm talking just anything, Is that light blue? Is it green? We've been having this discussion about the pickup truck. Is it more gray blue, or is it more gray green, or is it more just gray white? It's a mystery to whatever the shadows cast. And so every time we see a gray vehicle that's similar, we're like, that's a little bit more blue, or that's a little bit more green. But am I right? I don't know. Sometimes it could be perspective. Now, I see a whole lot more colors than my husband sees. He sees the rainbow. There's 7 colors in the rainbow. Then you have black and brown and white, that are not in the rainbow. But, he sees those colors, brown, black, and white. There is no mixture of anything in between in his mind. So I tend to trust my idea of colors beyond his idea of colors. But are they arguing points? Are they something to stand on? Are they something to make an argument against, right? So there's that. Choosing our battles wisely. Choosing our battles wisely. And then I want to thank the Lord for the healing of my leg faster than I anticipated. Okay, so yeah, it's doing really well, and so I'm thankful and grateful. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to need surgery. I don't. I think that maybe I might need to wear an ankle brace for a long time, possibly to make it steady and firm, and I think steady's the word I want to use for that, so that it's not it doesn't pull or get torqued or any of that, right? So there may be that, but I don't think there's going to be surgery. So thank you, Lord, that healing is already taking place. Still a little swollen, but it's getting there, and it's like no break I've ever had. So I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for having some space. I had a snow day yesterday, and I watched a lot of my bookkeeping training. A lot of it. Do I remember any of it? Probably not. But the one thing that I did learn is that all things change, especially when it comes to tech. Do not. I see it there, and I don't want you messing with that. It might be plastic, but it might be metal. I think it's plastic. I can't get over there because I'd have to pass the ice path to get to it. So I just got to keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't go near this little, it looks like a 3.5 inch thin piece of metal, but it might be plastic that's silver. So we're going to go with that. All right. Nothing like, squirrel moments or dog moments. Dog moments. She's looking out her window. We've contemplating getting new railings, but every time we do, we're like, what is she going to do for a window? She's got several. So yeah, thank you, Lord, that I had some space, because I had a snow day yesterday, and I was going to take the snow day regardless of whether the school called for a snow day or not, because I said, look, if I can't get out my house, if I can't safely get to my car, then I'm going to have to call out. And they totally understood. And I have plenty of sick days, so it's not, I've accrued quite a few. In fact, most of the sick days I have taken were not from me being sick, but because they were mandatory to take back during COVID for leaving the state, and so I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick until after COVID was closed. People could take off their masks. Everything was hunky-dory, and that week I got COVID. And to tell you the truth, I've had flus that were worse. One of those flus was this past January, neurovirus. Oh my goodness, that thing hit me like nothing I've experienced. Yeah, there's some times when I've had the flu that were probably as equal or worse. But when it's fresh in your mind, it's nothing like you've experienced. It's funny how the stuff that we go through today is always amplified over anything else, right? But when we really think about it, I didn't extend my hand. I started to close it up to a more comfortable position. That we exaggerate our circumstances. And then when we start thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, I remember a couple of times I was done. There was times I was crawling on the floor. Hi. You wanted some attention? You got it. All right, start of the show. So anyways, extend the arm. Go, gadget arm. What was I saying before that loud bang? I know I was talking about how we exaggerate the present, but when we think about it and we look back at it, it's stuff that's not. It either, couple of weeks from now, couple months from now, couple of years from now, it diminishes and diminishes and diminishes. And so therefore, when the new next thing arises, it's the most horrendous thing that could possibly happen. And so we realize that, well, maybe the circumstances aren't as horrible as they feel right now. So yeah, there's been times when I was crawling on the ground. I wasn't crawling on the ground when I had norovirus. I didn't feel good. I had to go to the bathroom a lot. I had to change my clothes a lot, TMI. But when you're sick, right? And so it seems horrible, but I wasn't crawling. I remember sicknesses where I was crawling to the bathroom because I didn't have the strength to stand. So it just shows how when we're in the storm at the moment, it's the worst storm ever. But then when the storm is over, and as time goes by, it becomes less and less, so horrendous, especially when the next one comes up. And when the next one comes up, it might not be as bad as that storm, but it's always, it's the worst storm ever. It's how they sell the news, right? All right. Our body feeds off of that. Our mind feeds off of that. It's like, yeah, this is some sugar stuff. Let's just plop all the sugar on top, and make it the best story ever. What a war story. We have war stories in our lives. And yet, we don't even have to fight our battles. God fights our battles for us. And so, we could just sit back and watch the show. Thank you, Lord, for fighting my battles for me. Yes, there are things that I have to do within that battle. It's not just sitting back and eating popcorn. There are things that I need to do. I am part of the supply system. I am part of the, the garrison unit. Let's document. Let's pass on the information. Let's send strength to the troops. So how do you do that? Through prayer. When you pray, and it strengthens the troops. Because they talk about the dog that you feed. The dog that you feed. She heard me say it. There she is. Is the stronger dog. And it's talking about that positive and negative in your mind. And so if you're in prayer, as long as you are praying positivity, you're feeding that dog, you're feeding that mindset. And if you're praying out of fear and you're praying with negative words and negative thoughts, well, then that feeds into your brain as well. Because your brain is not, it doesn't know the difference between when if you're praying in positivity toward the Lord, or you're praying in negativity, all it knows is you're praying. And if you're praying, it's what do you want? What do you need? What are you... So that's where your brain's at. God knows the difference. God knows the difference. But your brain doesn't. Your brain is picking up on, when you say, I don't want this, your brain is telling you, I want this, because you're speaking it multiple times, especially. So, thankfully, thank you, Lord, that it doesn't happen the minute you say it. Because we'd all be in trouble, because how many times have we said things in the negative? Because that's where our brain wants to go. You have to train your brain. You have to renew your mind by thinking on these things. So thank you, Lord, that not the present circumstance isn't the most horrendous thing that absolutely could be happening right now. Thank you. That we don't have to look at our circumstances. We don't have to look at the diagnosis to come up with the prognosis. All right. That's all I got for you today. My fingers are starting to hurt. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Jennifer, for watching. Oh, man, it's cold. And it's funny because Facebook now kind of looks like YouTube in its little pictures on the screen. So with that, I'm going to remind everybody to go to YouTube, Mona E. Harrison. Again, Mona E. Harrison. You'll see my white hair. You'll see my beautiful face. You'll know you're in the right spot. And subscribe. All right. Blessings, everybody. Comment, share, like, and get all the bells and whistles. All right. Blessings, everybody. Take care. Bye. Oh, did I say thank you for watching, Jennifer? Just in case I didn't, I'll say it again. Thank you for watching, Jennifer. Bye.